What are we making today, Mark?
You're making a chocolate panna cotta with a hazelnut praline, and then I'll just put a bit of decoration, chocolate shard on it.
Bit of chefy.
Bit of chefiness. We've got just caster sugar. That's going to do two things. Slightly sweeten the panna cotta mix, and then the rest of it I will place into a pan with a little bit of water and turn into a caramel.
Yeah.
Crush some of these hazelnuts and add that to it, and you'll end up with something sort of like that. So that's the gelatine for the panna cotta.
Yeah.
I've got 2.5 leaves in there. This will make about 4 panna cottas. Our dark chocolate, we use Caliber. It's highly rated across most kitchens who use Caliber these days. And then we've got a vanilla pod. Add to the pan of just double cream. So first off, I'm going to do about a pint. I've split this vanilla pod, and then I'm just going to use the knife to scrape the seeds out. And I'm just going to use the vanilla pod then to wipe it off and into the cream. And then I'm going to place this cream onto the stove and place it on a low simmer. So your cream is now coming to sort of like a light simmer.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn the heat off and remove it from the heat, and then I'm going to add the gelatine leaves, which I've soaked in cold water. You need to squeeze off any excess water. What I've come to notice when I'm doing things like this at home though, the gelatine leaves that you get in Tesco's and Sainsbury's are about half the size, and so you'll need a little bit more. So I'd probably go, like I said, 2.5 for me. So you're probably going to need about 5 of those little ones. So I've added that to the cream, and they will melt. I'll whisk that in. That removes the vanilla pod. Let's get rid of the vanilla pod. And then I'm going to add over about a cup's worth of dark chocolate. And then you just whisk until it becomes shiny and smooth. If you were to do another flavour panna cotta, you need to sort of up the level of gelatine, because the chocolate itself adds an extra setting quality to it, because chocolate will naturally set back to being hard again. So you don't need as much gelatine. This is on our theatre menu that we change on a monthly basis. We're going to get 4 panna cotta moulds and fill them. Say 8 panna cottas, and then they're going to go in the fridge. You're going to take about 4 or 5 hours at least. So the sugar is going to go into your pan with a splash of cold water. About 5 minutes. You need to keep an eye on it. You need it to go the colour of golden syrup. Now for the noisy part, smashing up the hazelnuts. You can do this in a food processor, but it's more fun this way. And it's smashed them up. Caramel.
Okay, so we have.
So that's your sugar, and it's reduced down and started to turn into like an amber golden syrup colour.
Yeah.
So we're going to take that away from the heat now, and then just add some of the hazelnuts, smashed up hazelnuts. And whilst it's still liquid before it's cooled down enough, I'm going to pour it onto a rubber mat. This works just as well with the back of an oven tray, with a little bit of oil on it, or fry light, or whatever you want to put in it, or grease proof. Don't touch it now because it's sugar, it's going to burn.
Yeah.
Then you will end up with something like that. As you can see with that one, I didn't smash up the hazelnuts as much. So the panna cottas,
5 hours?
yeah, they're about 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's a simple palette though, and then I'm just going to release the top. I'm not going down the sides. You can if you wanted to, but you don't get as good a finish.
Oh, so not even an inch in?
No, it's literally just to release the top. And then what I suggest at home is you get a kettle, you boil a kettle, and you pour some of that hot water into a bowl.
Yeah.
You place it into the bowl. You leave it in there for about 10 seconds, don't let go.
Yeah.
And then you should be able to just sort of shake it and loosen it.
Okay.
And then pop it onto a plate. So right now we've loosened the panna cotta.
Yep.
And it should, in theory, just pop out. He says. Hopefully. There we go. So I've just broken some of the hazelnut praline on it. Stick 3 shards in there. Just because I want to show off. You've got a chocolate shard as your chocolate panna cotta with a hazelnut praline and a bit of chocolate work.
And that's available on the pre-theatre at the
That's on
moment?
the theatre menu. We actually serve it with salt and caramel ice cream as well. This is an extra bit of luxury.